No, Amber already spoke.
She can have my 5 minutes.
So did Leah.
I have a little bit more research to do.
All right, I'm gonna be quick. I'm not gonna use my 5 minutes. There's no time limit anyway. So I was just looking.
No, you don't have to do that. Sunshine Law.
I was looking. I sent out an Oprah request for, and actually I believe there were about 30 different items I was looking for in this particular Oprah request, but 22 through 24, I asked for copies of all canceled checks payable to Nancy Martin from January 1st, 2014 to present. And I asked for the same thing for Brandon Ness and Michael Ness, just because. Now, that's fine if there were none as far as expenses that were paid to any of these people, but I got the Oprah request back saying that there's nothing on file. So I'm wondering if you don't get copies of checks, how exactly are you balancing these? I'm not, I'm not saying there aren't any. I'm saying I was told there aren't any. And the other thing was I asked for
canceled checks don't come back with this.
Remittance, but there's usually some sort of remittance advice. Yeah, the actual check would be.
I asked for any proof of anything. Because now when I asked for checks that were payable to Michael Chellis, I actually got the correct response, and that's how we discovered that she was pulling that scam with going down at state and writing donation in the bottom of the check. So when it was paid back to her by Helmeta, so that's how we
I'll
actually
ask the
discovered
finance
that. So I
part to
know
give the details.
that there's copies of checks somewhere. On top of that, I asked for a list of all donations or any proof of donations. Anything that mentioned donations, monetary, supplies, any, whether perishable, non-perishable. And I got back a response saying that there was none. No donations on file. Now, I find that very hard to believe considering the night of the raid, people went wild the next day and were bringing tons of food, supplies, everything. So, even the mayor of Spotswood was kind enough, because he is an animal lover and is completely disgusted by what's going on down here. He actually called ShopRite to have them give donations as well. So I know that there's some record of donations, but yet no one wants to mention what they are.
Sandy, we don't have a donation list?
What about that?
Nothing came by mine, from my desk. I don't know.
There was a
And
donation.
Kevin said he didn't have any.
But there was a donation even for the washer and dryer. Why isn't that not on file? There was a donation for the washer and dryer of $1,000 for Brad Benson. Why is that not on file? That would be considered a donation. But nothing, these are entitled to the taxpayers. They're operable.
I think after the day even the day of the SPCA coming in, I know it was kind of crazy. I know there was a lot of people just dropping off in their cars.
Oh, sure.
So I don't know.
It probably wasn't all accounted for, and I completely understand that. But I know that there was money handed over to the shelter, and again,
Yeah, I was handed checks and stuff too,
Yeah.
so.
Everybody
Should be some
knew
sort of record.
that Brad Benson gave money for the. I'm just kind of curious as to why there's no list.
What time period were you asking for? Any and all?
I believe all of 2014.
My thought on that, and obviously there's some administrative things we still need to do, and obviously some controls that we need to tighten up. From a non-cash donation standpoint, yes, we should be maintaining a list. I think in municipal accounting or municipal government, there's no need to actually record that, and I guess I need to check with the borough auditor before I say that definitively. In the not-for-profit world, you would do that. You would actually record a non-cash donation, which would require you to maintain certain records. The cash donations, I'd be more, I shouldn't say that. I don't place any emphasis on one donation that's not being tracked over another, but I personally am concerned that there are checks being donated and cash being donated that we can't track. So that's as part of my responsibilities on the finance committee. I do want to look into that.
And that's why I feel so comfortable that you are now.
I know my neighbor adopted a dog, and I was there actually. I took her, and she made a donation above and beyond the adoption fee. She paid cash, and they didn't have change at the time, and she said keep it. It was $10, not a lot. Keep it as a donation. And her receipt, actually, there was a spot on the receipt that said donation. And when I asked her, in the course of all this that was going on, I asked her, about that, and she pulled out her receipt, and the amount that she paid for the adoption fee was filled in on the receipt, but there was a zero. There was nothing written in the donation spot.
Well, there's cash found in the safe.
And it's no secret that Chelsea's were being pushed out of Perth Amboy because of overcharging people based on what they drove and what they looked like when they came in, and were pocketing the rest. So let's say you came in with a Benz, now the adoption fee went from $150 to $300. And then how they were caught doing that was they wrote out a receipt for the actual amount that the guy paid for the animal. And when the animal got sick and he came back, he said, "Well, I want my money back." I mean, I believe he kept his animal. He said, "I want my money back." And they went and handed him $150. He said, "Oh, no. I paid you $400 or whatever the amount was." And there's quite a few people that can attest to that. I'm sure I can get someone that can be willing to go on that.
Yep.
So this is another concern too. That there were probably way more backroom deals that were going on.
We'll look into the donation. The other thing too that I want to say is that I know earlier somebody had said something about Nicole Dawson not coming for. She had something that came up with her daughter. That's why she's not here to present the plan to us. So
She did actually present the plan to me, myself, and Joe. So we then, have to go and present it to us.
Yeah, sure. And obviously, she came in after the race, so that's why it's her not being here is unfortunate. But I'm more concerned about what has gone on in the past and how it's going to be rectified and who is going to be held accountable. Because I especially when it comes to finances and tax